Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Marquinte Smith coming to you from our English 3303 class, the creative writing. So, this is my video about literature and why it's important to study. I think other than so just coming straight from the heart and not saying anything generic, I'll just talk about my experience of from the class. So the first book that I enjoyed that we had to talk about was the Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and I was very impressed with how the book was read to me, because I listened to the book on Audible, and then I also followed in my Kindle, which made it a whole lot easier, because following it in my Kindle, there were words that were pronounced like consonants. I didn't truly understand what consonants meant, but in my Kindle, above the word consonants, it told me exactly what that word was. So it was extremely helpful to listen to it, which listening to it kept my attention, and reading along, which helped me with the vocabulary throughout the book. And just in and of that itself, I was impressed with just how the author was able to capture specific moments in between the two characters in writing. And sometimes I feel it's hard to express myself fully, although I may know the point that I'm trying to make, or the argument that I'm trying to make. Sometimes bringing that to a specific sense or to a specific set of words is a little bit hard, or it's harder than I guess what it should be. And I think that's a lack of my part from not reading as often as I should, or not keeping up with it, because I used to read all the time as a child. I was into to like ghost stories and books of that nature, and then just somewhere in life it just kind of fell off. And I can tell from speaking with my friends who I know read all the time, and my friends who I know don't read, or kind of read as much as I do, right? We read for work, or for necessity, but we don't necessarily read out of just for the love of it. There's a difference. There is a difference. There's a difference in the language, or the level of conversation, which I think was pointed out in the book 1984. Because all of you read it, right? In 1984, they were trying to do away with literature, and with just the human the dictionary as they knew it, or as we know it now, and they were replacing it with what they call the newspeak, just trying to completely abolish any type of free or creative imagination, so that they could stop an uprising. Because if they couldn't think for themselves, if they couldn't think that an uprising was an actual thing, then there would never be an uprising. So for that reason alone, I think literature is an extremely important thing. And just taking this class, if not for that in and of itself, right, this class was completely worth it. Like, this class served its purpose. Like, I completely see why Mr. Ebbing, Jeff, I hope I'm saying that right, picked the specific books that he did pick for us to read, because it, one, pointed out some flaws of mine in not continuing to read from a child up until now. and only reading out of necessity, whether it be for work or just because I have to read something. Reading helps build your vocabulary. It helps you engage in deeper conversation and understand in-depth conversation, and it also helps you understand uh, a deeper vocabulary when you're reading, when you come across it, not just in just books that you read, but maybe in documents that you have to sign, right? Um, that's it. That's where it becomes gravely important. So now, because of this class, one of the things that I will do with my children is ensure that they like reading is a part of their upbringing. Like you will read a book, and we will talk about this book and how this book made you feel, and some of the things that you or themes that came up when you were reading this book, because I want my children to be real well read, but to be able to handle themselves uh, or articulate themselves in any conversation that they come across, whether it be someone that you grew up with um, in your hometown, or someone way across the way that grew up and had a completely different lifestyle than you. Like it doesn't matter the person, doesn't matter the place, because of how much you have read, and the amount of books that you have read, or just the understanding of the books that you read. Like they will be able to better handle themselves in a conversation. Um, it extremely enjoyed this class. Enjoyed the books. Not all of them. I couldn't really get down with the Rime of the Ancient Mariner. That was just a little too old for me. A little too old school for me. But I did like and I couldn't get down with the Raven. It was just depressing. So, but I enjoyed Frankenstein. I enjoyed 1984. I enjoyed Frog Saves Tokyo. That was extremely and a very simple book, but it was real deep. Like if once you just really got down to it. So again, teach Mr. Ebbing, dope class. I don't think my grade will reflect it because of work and trying to balance 4 other classes and trying to get this degree done. It's my last semester. But if I was going to take this class again, I would definitely take your class again, and I would definitely ace it. Because regardless of what my grade is saying, I learned a lot from this. That's it. That's my time. Yeah, I hope everyone who watches this takes this class, and when you do take it seriously, because it will impact you if you allow it to. Like if you pick up the things that he's trying to put down to you, you will come away with something. What I would dare even say a life lesson, right? So yeah, that's it, and good luck to you guys.